Hello and welcome to my channel. Presenting to you my very first Boltaron sheath for a handgun. And the handgun of choice for me would be I guess it would be no-brainer. A Glock 17 pistol. Why, you say? Maybe some of you would ask why a Glock 17. But, well, why not? It's a pistol that's law enforcement, military, Coast Guard. I don't know, but as long as if somebody's gonna make private security, as long as somebody's gonna be needing some form of a pistol and reliable in a way. Some may argue that it's not as reliable because of the polymer frame as compared to a 1911 and so on and so forth. We can go on discussing things and the merits but the disadvantages and the advantages of a Glock pistol, but for me it's just something that I needed to do. I mean, first off, it's what our law enforcement use, Philippine National Police. So plus all the sport shooters, they would have a Glock. Me personally, I don't have a Glock yet. I'm planning to get one, if possible the Gen 3, but Gen 4 and Gen 3 has their differences. But for now, I would say that I choose a Glock 17 as a first pistol that I needed to mold and make a thermoplastic sheet out of. Now this thermoplastic sheet that I'm using specifically is a Boltaron thermoplastic. Now, why did I veer away from Kydex? They say that Boltaron has better properties than a Kydex thermoplastic. And well, I would say that the Kydex is a little bit grainier. The grain on the Kydex sheath is a bit deeper, and when you look at it from afar, you would see that a Boltaron sheath looks smoother because it probably has a shallower groove, or should I say those patterns there. So when you look at the Boltaron thermoplastic from afar, it looks smoother as compared to a Kydex sheath. Now obviously the strength of a thermoplastic, be it whatever Kydex, Boltaron or Holstex, its main strength as compared to a leather sheath is it doesn't harbor moisture. So whenever you're gonna be using this in a humid environment, or maybe you've dunked your entire firearm in water, or you're just sweating like, I won't say a pig, but just sweats a lot, then you would just be choosing a thermoplastic sheath, be it a Kydex, a Boltaron or Holstex, because of its qualities that it stays dry, fairly dry. I mean, oil resistant as well. And most of all, if you choose to carry it inside the waistband, it doesn't squish. I mean, you don't have to worry about it narrowing in your belt because it's just rigid. So when you do reholster it, if it's inside your belt, when you do reholster it, you're confident that your trigger would not be caught up on the leather that's been squished, and it's just gonna be fitting. perfectly every time with the click. All the materials that I use, I mean, it's just this a Boltaron sheath, the rubber, the Chicago screws, and this clip. They are all quality US materials. When you're playing, I mean, when you're dabbling with firearms, especially when you're an achieving holster maker such as myself, safety would be paramount. I mean, I would not be using anything less than high quality US made mil spec materials. And these materials are it. I mean, Boltaron has a very high tolerance to cold, to extreme cold, and it also has a very high tolerance for heat, which means, especially in the Philippines, we're in the tropics, although not desert-like conditions, it still gets pretty hot, especially when you're in the car, when you've left your firearm in the car. So this guy would not be melting on you. I mean, when you holster your sheath, when you pull it out, the holster would be retaining its form and not deforming on you. And that's very, very important, especially as I've said, when you reholster a firearm where there is a very strong possibility that there's deforming here in the trigger area, and once you holster it, boom, that would be so bad. So, as for me, as a budding holster maker, I would never use substandard materials for anything, especially if it concerns firearms that you carry to quite possibly one day defend your life with it and protect your loved ones and your family. So, no skimping on the materials, please. And look at that retention. When I unholster it, it's just right. No, not a very hard pull, just a very nice pull. And when you reholster it, look at the click. Hear the click. I'm so proud of that. I couldn't be more prouder. This is designed to be left or right hand carry depending on you. You can just reverse it on it, but it's inside the waistband for this belt clip. It's inside the waistband. Appendix carry would be best. You can also carry it in the 3 o'clock position if you wish to do so. But for this, if looking at the geometry of the clip, appendix carry right hand pull, this is set up for appendix carry right hand pull. There's another hole here. I've tried to put it there just so if I can you can hike it up a little bit, but when I did put it there, I was having problems with how this clip is bumping. This clip is bumping into this kydex part here, the trigger part, and it was bending the whole, bending the whole Boltaron piece to one side. So I needed to lower it just a little bit, and this just made it right. Of course, there's also some rubber grommets there so that to clear that thing. And like I said, everything is US made. That's it for the inside the waistband clip. Now, you've seen this small thing. Of course you know what it is. It would be a trigger guard. If it can fit. Which I don't think so. Let me see. Off the camera. Well, there it is. There's a little bit of problem for it. I need to relieve this area here to give it a little bit of wiggle room, because as is, it's so tight. Or maybe there's just a technique that I haven't figured out yet. Let me see. No. Nope. Yep, there it is. Very tight. Yep. So, I need to work on that one. I'm sure there's just some parts here that I need to sand off. I'm fighting the gun, and that will be bad if this is an actual pistol. But I'm bringing you an, I just sanded it just this afternoon, so I like it that the retention is just so there. Sorry about that. Like I said, I'm fighting it. Just made me think, where's the catching part? I mean, what part is catching and making it? Maybe I need to the rail part here. Maybe it's catching on the rail part, and I'm pretty sure that's just a little bit of sanding to make it comply a little bit better, because it should be clipping there, but it's clipping so strong. And when you do need to take it out, your entire pants would be going with you, and that's just bad. So back to the drawing board on this one. Well, that was better. Gets better, it's slicker. Maybe a few drops of WD-40 make it good. A few tweaks here and there. So yeah, that's on. See my wrist? Maybe I'm pulling it in a wrong angle. There it is. Still, need to get back to the drawing board on that one and do a new video for you, something that's it's already compliant. It's getting there. Not perfect as compared to this one, which is nice. It's too tight. Is it? What's the difference on the trigger? Maybe it's too tight on the trigger. I can see a little bit of the, I don't know. Whatever the case, I'm sure I'd be following up on this and letting you know what happens. And for now, that would be my first foray into thermoplastic holster making. This one good, this one needs some work. So I hope you liked the video. Please leave the comments and let me know how I was such a dork in knocking off my lighting and all. And I'm sure you had a laugh on that one. Hey, all's good, you know. Keep the random things so that you guys know that I'm not here to show you the best videos. That I just edit this, edit that. No, I mean, yeah, it would be nicer, but I know you guys like random stuff. So there you go. There you have it, folks. That's my first holster ever. This is my first trigger guard ever. And do pardon me on that one. I do need to work on this one a little bit more. But this one, I'm so happy with it. And hope you liked the video. Thanks for the support. I mean, I've just reached the 100 subscriber mark and I'm already up above it. Really appreciate the support, you guys. Keep them coming. Engage me if you want. I'm watching out for good comments that are not hostile. So, as always, I would be seeing you guys in the next video.